everyone. It's me now presenting to you an evaluation and feedback because I believe you have learned a lot from previous edu session speakers about how to craft a speech. And in Toastmasters, not only we learn about delivering a speech, but we also learn how to give an evaluation, also constructive feedback. And then this is the time when we can learn together now. I'm not lecturing you today, but let's share our thoughts on this topic. Okay. So now look at your screen. We can see there are two people here. And then the person on the left said, your speech sucks, or nah, you could have been better than this, or your performance looked so awkward. And then how would you feel after listening to this kind of comments? Now let me know on this comment section. Do you feel awful or do you feel, I can see that, yeah, Fernando said feel challenging. So when we have this kind of comments, okay, people criticize us on the thing that we are doing, sometimes it will drag us down, right? It's not nice to hear somebody telling us that we are bad, although we know that it is for our betterment in the future. But listen to this. When we criticize people, we might never know what struggles that they are going through, right? During the process of crafting a speech. So we need to learn how to create a constructive feedback so that people feel motivated to do better. And then this is a fact. It's about the workplace out there that 43% highly engaged employees receive feedback at least once a week compared to only 18% of employees with low engagement, which means that the more feedback that we give to people, the more constructive feedback that we give to our employees or to our partner, it will give so much benefits to them. So the way we evaluate our partner is also important. That's why we need to be able to recognize which one is criticism and then which one is a constructive feedback. And then here, let me tell you why constructive feedback is important. The first one is, it is a catalyst for change. It means that you can use the feedback as your benchmark to grow. For example, when somebody tells you that, okay, probably you need to correct your body language so that your message can be conveyed better. So you will know, all right, what kind of good or effective body language that I should show or demonstrate in my speech. So by getting a constructive feedback and then valuable evaluation from your evaluator, I believe it can be the measurement for you. What kind of change do you aim for? And the next one, the second one, is to enhance the performance and to assist your growth. Because I believe not only we just give what's a negative about the performance, but their feedback will help us in assisting our growth. So your evaluation matters a lot in the speaker's speech performance in the future. And then the next one is source of motivation. Well, of course, when somebody receives a constructive feedback, we need a source of motivation so that we can get encouragement to do better. And then that's why giving a constructive feedback is very important for a speaker. And in here, I would like to tell you about prepare to evaluation and then sandwich technique and then the focal points of evaluation and feedback. Now let's start with the prepare to evaluation. These 5 points are the things that we need to set on our minds before we are ready to give evaluation to our speaker. The first one is respectful. Remember, what we evaluate is their performance, their public speaking. So we need to focus on that instead of any other like personal attributes or appearance of the speaker. The second one is to be honest. I know you want to deliver your evaluation in a positive manner, right? So that you probably give so much uplifting or encouragements to the speaker. But we need to be honest so that they know in which areas they need to improve. So no sugarcoating in evaluation. The third one is be specific. Well, of course, we need to be thorough with our evaluation. We need to provide solid and applicable recommendations so that they can apply what we tell them or suggest to them later in their next performance. Number 4 is positive. A constructive feedbacks always focus on how someone is uplifted or feel motivated so that they can, grow better and then want to do better than before. So it is not a criticism. Remember, everybody, this is not a criticism because we want to assist them to grow better. Number 5 is thoughtful. So please avoid any comments that you think will lead to any discomfort to the speaker. So if you have certain points of evaluation that may cause them feeling discomfort, so you can bring this topic to your private discussions with your speaker instead of bringing that to the table in public, and then it may embarrass the speaker. So you can bring that topic to your private discussion. Okay, so we need to be thoughtful, not only just, okay, I want to give you recommendations on this, and then everything will be revealed. So we need to know which ones to be left behind and then discussed in a private session. Let's move on to the sandwich technique. Just like any other speech, we have also a technique or structure in evaluation. We call it as sandwich technique. Okay, the sandwich technique, just like what you see here. The first one here is the bread. So it means the opening. In the opening, you can show appreciation, or you can just give a big picture about the speaker's performance, what you see in general. Are they inspiring, or is the speech very, heartwarming? So you need to address that. So you give acknowledgements to the speaker in the opening. And then for the ham and then the content of the sandwich itself, it should consist of the commendation or the positive notes for the speaker. And then the next one is the recommendations, which areas they need to improve. And then one thing to note is to be balanced. Okay, let's say you want to give 2 points of recommendations. To make it balanced, don't give more than 2 of commendations because it will be too overpowered. Probably for the very first speaker, you can just give lots of encouragement and then positive notes in your evaluation. But if they have delivered more than 1 speech, probably you can make it more balanced if you have 2 commendations and then 2 recommendations. If you have 3 commendations, then you can also provide 3 recommendations. Be balanced. Don't ever overpower one of the points here. And then the last one is the breadth, which is the closing. So what you should say here. In the closing, you can give summary, whatever you have mentioned before in the body part, and then you can summarize what are the positive points and then what are the areas of improvement there. And then you can wrap up your evaluation with encouragement, because we want to deliver this evaluation in a positive manner. Okay, we don't want to drag them down here. Now, let us talk about the focal points of evaluation. The first one is active listening. I guess this is one of the most important point of evaluation. Evaluation is not always that, okay, I know better than the speaker and then I want to give these recommendations, and then you have like 1,000 lists of areas of improvement for your speaker. But here, we need to activate our listening skills. We need to pay attention to every details of their speech so that we can be wiser in delivering or giving the evaluation or the feedback. We need to know, okay, so which one is very vital and then how to correct that. So you need to pay attention, pay closely attention to the speaker. Don't busy just writing everything, because when we are busy writing all the evaluations, we might miss out some details in their speech. The second one is to avoid the word but and then however. Let me give you an illustration here. Let's say you want to point out how it lacked the coherence. The first one, you have a great vocal variety, but content-wise, it lacks coherence. So you start something with a positive comment, and then you just drag them down by saying, but content-wise, it lacks coherence. So we need to end it up with something positive. However, this one, we end up our evaluation with something negative. So how to create a positive ambience in our evaluation? You can say something like this. You have a great vocal variety. And in order to enhance your performance even better, I'd like suggest you structuring your content to make it coherent. And after that, you can follow it with examples. The last focal points, learn to contribute. I believe not only giving evaluation give benefits to your speaker, but you need to also learn what kind of a great speaker is, because by knowing the benchmark or the catalyst of a great speaker, you know how to evaluate somebody. Because if you don't know the theory, or if you don't know what kind of a good speaker is, you cannot really objectively evaluate the speaker. So by learning more and then acquiring more knowledge about a speech or public speaking, you will sharpen your skills to observe people and then give them a good feedback. So it can contribute you to their better growth in the future. And then, as I mentioned before, as much important as the speech itself, I believe giving feedback and evaluation is also important, because feedback is the breakfast of champions, everybody. So I hope everybody here not only learn how to deliver a good speech, but you can also help and then lift up your friends here and then give them a very much valuable breakfast so that we can be champions together. And with that, I will give the control back to Tom.